Oops. Welcome to the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast. You can find us at www.liftheavyrunlong.com, on Twitter and Instagram at liftrunlong. Also, feel free to email me directly at the address wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave us a 5-star review on iTunes. If you are not a member of our Facebook group, you should be, because we want you to be there. Search for Lift Heavy Run Long Community and request to join right now. My name is Wilson Horrell. I am one of your hosts. I'd like to remind you that the Lift Heavy Run Long podcast is not censored, so listen at your own risk. Lift Heavy Run Long has an app, and we want you to be on it. For $3.99 per month, you can be part of that app. And with that, you'll get access to the greatest endurance trainer in the world, Ms. Valerie Hunt of RunRx.fit, and she will deliver to your calendar 3 bodyweight exercises every week, 4 barbell strength exercises, and 4 daily WODs. For $9.99 per month, you can have access to all the programs that Lift Heavy Run Long has to offer, everything from 5K programs to 100-mile programs to triathlons to Spartan races. If you or someone you know does not have $3.99 per month, but you think that fitness would enhance the quality of your life or their life, email me at wilson@liftheavyrunlong.com, and I'll be more than happy to add you to the app free of charge. Go to www.liftheavyrunlong.com. Click the sign up now button. Take a look at the programs. If any of them sound good to you, enter your email address and we'll give you a week free of charge. If after that week you don't want to sign up for the program, the app just goes away. If you do like it, then you can sign up and become a member. I have sitting to my right the greatest woman in the entire world, my best friend, jacked and tan, Dr. Amanda Kimsey Horrell.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm doing good. How about you?
I'm wonderful.
Did you get some new shoes?
I've had them. I've just been slowly breaking them in at work, and I'm starting to wear them more and more. They're those new Ultras.
Ultras, yes.
Yeah.
Do you like the Ultras?
They look nice.
I think so. They have more, what you call it,
Cushion?
like cushion in it. They aren't super flat like everybody runs barefooted. They actually have support, so I can handle those.
They have a wide toe box. They're really comfortable. I like the comfort in them. I just don't like running in them.
I've never run in them. I'm still like breaking them in at work, but I think I'm going to do like a 3-mile run with them tomorrow if the weather will cooperate.
Maybe somebody smarter than me could elaborate on it, but I think they are still like the Hokas are real big, but I've heard people say those are still like a 0 drop. Right? Like there's, even though there's like a bunch of cushion between your feet, your heel is not higher than your toe.
Really?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I don't know the answer to that, but I've heard that before, and I think that's the same thing with Ultras.
Well, then that might be what this is.
I know that Ultras are 0 drop.
Obviously,
right. And does that 0 drop mean that your heel? I think that means that your heel is higher than your foot. But with these shoes, even though they have like bigger like cushion and they look like those don't even look like moon shoes, really. Those look like Brooks or whatever. But you know, the Hokas have big ones, but and even Ultra has some that have the huge giant soles. But I think when your foot goes in there, it's still flat.
Okay. Well, I'm going to attempt it because I've always said I need like a lot of support and stuff running. But so far, I've not had any like problems with my plantar fasciitis or anything in these. Just kind of walking around work, and I did some running around today. So
I've got a question about that. I'm not going to get into it now, but I'm going to circle back around to plantar fasciitis. We have sitting to Amanda's right, the Reverend.
What's up?
Von Rawls.
I ran a 2-hour half marathon.
Man, I saw that. I'm so jealous.
I'm jealous too.
Actually, 2 hours and 4 minutes.
That's
3 minutes. 2 hours and 3 minutes.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Amanda's keeping tabs.
Strava. That's okay. That's okay.
The anti-dream crusher over here is spinning it off your way.
Right. Yeah. So I noticed. Do you ever notice that Strava and Garmin have 2 different times?
No, but I don't use Strava.
Not 2 different times. Oh, you don't. Okay. I just
Do you use
assumed
Strava?
I'm on Strava, but I've never used it.
Sometimes I'll notice that Strava has a better pace. And
Well, I need to get on Strava.
You know, I don't know if that's a thing, but
My problem's been my app this whole time,
Yeah.
not the.
yeah, I just go whichever one. Either if Garmin's better,
You post
I'll
that
use
one.
that one. If Strava's better, I'll use that.
It's all about the screenshot anyway.
Yeah.
Just pick one or the other. You look well. You look good.
Yeah. You look nice.
I'm feeling better.
Yeah.
Yep.
Your hair's on point as always.
Yeah. I don't know about that one. I'm not going to get behind you on that one.
You're not? You got
No.
tight. Your hair's tight, man.
Yeah. So I got into a streak where I went to the barber and was getting a haircut.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in there about a week ago around Thanksgiving. And we all went up there. My wife was with me and the kids. And I went in and just signed in like I normally do. She said, "Did you check in online?" I was like, "No, I don't even know you could do that." And she said, "Well, it's going to be an hour wait." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm not going to wait an hour to get my hair cut." So we just went home and shaved it off with the razor. And so that's what we're looking at here, which is not an optimal.
It's a little over your ears.
It
I can
is.
see,
It
yeah.
looks bad, yeah. But so anyway, that's
Sorry.
why it looks
It
bad.
still looks okay. But,
It's okay. I know it. You know, I'm not. You're not saying anything that I don't know.
I cut my own hair for probably 6 years.
Like just straight up.
Yep. A 4 on the side and 6 up top.
Well, I don't even change guards. I just do
Oh,
one
yeah. You
all
did
the
change
way.
guards?
Yep.
I didn't even know you changed guards.
Well, I have to because I have a really fucked up shaped head.
Did you have anyone helping you do that?
No. I had Amanda help me to go see somebody about the shape of my hair. We hadn't been together long. She's like, this isn't going to work.
I mean, did you have someone help you shave your head?
No.
No, because he's a
You
single.
did it by yourself?
Yeah.
He was single, yeah.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you had a friend.
like, how do you
also
see the
help you.
back and stuff? Like, I have to.
I didn't. That was the problem. That's why. That's why Amanda was like, you can't see the
Right.
back of your head, and it's atrocious.
I will go in the bathroom and shave it all off, and then I'll get Holly to come in there and, clean everything up.
We were at Texas de Brazil, and a friend of mine from high school who I hadn't seen in years comes over and he sits down and he says, "Your hair is so bad that I will pay for your first haircut."
No way.
Yes,
Yes, he did.
He said, "This is who you need to go see.
Yep.
I will even buy you a thing of gel.
Yep.
You go see him, tell him it's on the house, and I'll let him pay for it." And sure enough, I go there. I have a standing appointment every 3 weeks.
Every 3 weeks you think that's the optimal?
That is the optimal time
Okay.
for me.
He's gone ever since.
Not 3.5 weeks, not 2.5 weeks. It needs to be every 3 weeks.
Is it a barber?
And my guy it's House of Aglaya in Germantown.
It's a salon.
It's fancy.
okay.
And this is the only dude in there. And he's super cool. 3-time state champion wrestler
A wrestler?
back in the day. And last week he picked me up a Chick-fil-A biscuit, had it there waiting for me when I got there to get my hair cut.
Man.
So I mean, he knows how to keep him loyal.
Well, there you go. He knows how to keep you loyal.
That's right. He probably doesn't have a whole book full of people who are
He writes
come
down
see him
beside
for
the
a Chick-fil-A
biscuit.
It's like, what could I get this guy that will get him a biscuit? That'll work. So we have a couple orders of business. We have 2 reviews.
We do.
Well-
I've already read them.
Aw.
God dang it.
First thing,
First thing
We
is
have no other.
we have no Big Thirsty.
We have no
big
supporting
thirsty.
cast in the building.
Nope.
It's just the 3 of us.
Nope. Does anybody know what he's doing? Is that our business?
I don't know.
I think he's in jail trying to get a
Should
bail.
ask him.
I didn't ask him.
I
don't
didn't
know.
either. I don't
Yeah.
know. And he did the same thing to me at the race about not being her.
It's hard to get all of us together at the same time. We do good.
Well,
though.
I think we do
ever
better than Brian.
Well, yeah. I guess he, just thinks.
I miss him when he's not
He's
here.
just not devoted enough like we are.
He just brings so much.
So if you're sitting out there and you think you're more devoted, than
Come on. Show up.
Take his spot.
Yep. We're accepting applications.
Brad will walk in and we'll be like, you go home.
All right. So
leave a review on iTunes first, though, because
Yeah.
we won't even talk to you. if
That's
you don't
right.
Do that.
that's how you get your foot in the door. And 2 people did that for us. And you remember last week, 2 weeks ago, Peter Mellon was on here talking about the 4250K, and he said that anybody that would leave a 5-star review or leave a review would get a hat. So we have a lucky winner for that hat. Do I read the lucky winner's review first, or do I read the other one first?
Which one came in first?
The lucky winner.
Yeah, lucky winner. Read that one first.
That's why they're the lucky winner, because it came in first.
Oh, no. I thought there was a review that didn't mention the hat.
There is, but that came in the day after.
Okay, gotcha.
So the hat review came in on the 4th that mentioned the hat, and the other one came in on the 5th that didn't mention the hat.
I thought it was the other way around.
Nope.
Okay.
I'm going to read the one that didn't win first. Trudy runs. Fun friends for my two favorite sports. 5 stars. As an ultra runner and a CrossFitter, this podcast is perfect. It is unusual for these two sports to be in the same room, so I look forward every week to this podcast. However, I like to watch on YouTube. Ooh, I like that, Trudy. These folks are fun to listen to and watch as well. I like how they interact with each other. Thanks for combining the two best sports that have ever existed into one podcast. Thanks, Trudy.
I love that
Yeah,
review.
that's a really good one.
Do you think that it's trending to more of like that's not such a weird thing to have like CrossFit people running ultra marathons, or at least not necessarily CrossFit. Maybe there's an Orange Theory person that runs ultra marathons or marathons, and just somebody who's into lifting weights in general.
That's a good question.
I think so.
I've always wondered that, but I don't think that I don't have a really good barometer, because I just kind of came into this not knowing anything about running anyway.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm just surrounded by people that kind of do that. Mm-hmm. So
That's true.
In my world, everybody kind of, the only thing I see is what's in front of me. Right. So I just kind of assume everybody does it. And then you go to a room full of other people that don't go to your gym, and it's like, none of these people do either.
Right. They're like, what's a squat?
Yeah.
What's a barbell?
Like, congratulations on your 5K marathon. Was it 50 miles or 100?
Oh, man, I'm not going to say anything about that. Maybe if we talk about St. Jude, I'll get into it.
We're going to talk about Hurricane Carrie.
Yes, sir.
She left us a review.
Like our Carrie?
We're going to find out.
Oh, okay.
Your favorite fitness friends. I've been meaning to write a review for a long time, and iTunes finally made... I can't read this.
Do you need glasses?
We can talk about that too.
Okay.
Ooh.
I've been meaning to write a review for a long time, and iTunes finally made it easy to do so. And also, I'd love a cool hat from Peter Mellon. I listen to this podcast every week for updates in the local fitness running community, as well as to laugh along with Amanda, Brian, Vaughn, and Wilson. They make running, lifting, crossfitting, racing, etc. accessible and fun for anyone, no matter where you are in your journey. They also inspire me to test my limits and try new things in the fitness world, because that's what they do, and they make it sound so dang fun doing it. I know these people in real life, and this is the group of fitness folks you just want to be surrounded by. Keep being awesome, guys. And Wilson, I wouldn't lie to you about your heater or anything else, because I'm married to Dane.
Aw, they're in Vegas right now.
Are they?
Yes.
They sure are.
Thank you, Carrie.
They are fun people.
They are fun
Yes,
people,
they
and I
are
love
fun
it when they
people.
go on trips, because you get like the stereotypical like pictures of them standing, like one of them standing in front of a fountain, or
the
one of them
selfie.
standing in front of a landmark, and they're like, it's just so much fun to look at.
Yeah.
They are a legitimately happy couple. Like they're fun to be around. They enjoy being around each other. Dane's my man crush. I don't get to be around him enough, but I see Carrie more than I do Dane. Good folks.
Yeah, they are.
Like the both of them.
They are so much fun to hang out with.
I am going to the optometrist on the 19th.
Okay.
And my eyes have gotten...
Bad.
Yes.
Yeah, like really fast.
Yes, I know.
It's
How
concerning.
old are you?
I'm 43.
Yep.
And it just seems like it,
That's the
over
way
the past year,
I know.
when I was young, I faked going blind. When I was in kindergarten, my friend had glasses.
And you wanted glasses?
And I wanted glasses. And instead of telling my parents I want a pair of glasses, like just with lenses in them, I didn't know that existed. I faked like I was going blind, and it's an ordeal. And my dad never misses the opportunity to still bring that up,
Right.
38 years later. But now I really feel like I am going blind. And then sometimes I think maybe my eyes are maybe they just need to rest. Like,
maybe you're not sleeping enough.
no, I sleep plenty. But
Maybe you stare at a computer screen too much.
Yeah. So my question, do eyes go bad and then kind of come back together after a while?
They go bad in your early 40s.
No, I mean, like
so you have to work your muscles to like focus in on something. So you're constantly going womp and focusing in. So if you're focusing in for a long time, you're working those muscles and they get tired. So they start, even though you're trying to focus, they start kind of letting off. And so you get blurry vision or whatever. And then you start squinting to force them to focus back down. And if you don't give them a rest, then you're going to wear your eyes out.
But the blurriness will go. Sometimes it seems like they're more blurry than others is what I'm saying.
Like when you wake up in the morning?
Well, yeah, they're certainly blurry then.
Yeah.
But I mean, even just, I don't know.
Well, the doctor that I went to, the eye doctor that I went to, said that it's around our age where there's a normal and typical decline in your eyeballs, right? Uh-huh. I just happen to have, I wore glasses when I was younger because my left eye has always been bad. Like it's
Me
worse,
too.
It's worse than my right eye. So I used to wear glasses. I used to wear one contact in my left eye.
Really?
This one was good. And then I had a pair of glasses that just had a prescription on here and none over here. And then I decided I just wanted to quit doing that altogether. But then once I turned 42, 43, it was like, oh my God, I can't see anything. And so she said just combining that natural thing with the problems I already had, just needed some glasses, which I do not have on right now. So I can't even see either one of you.
I had to wear a patch over my good eye to strengthen my left eye because it was
did
so
that
bad.
for a while.
Boop, boop, boop.
The doctor made me do that for a while. I don't guess it worked, but yeah, I did do that.
I took a shot with the bungee cord when I was like 26 or something and thought that I was blind, was sure I was blind right when it hit me. And I was supposed to get tested for glaucoma every year, but I never did.
Yeah, I found out I never did that. So I made you go a couple years ago.
Right. and she said a couple years ago that I could do some reading glasses. Like it wasn't, it wasn't an issue, but it's gotten significantly worse. My problem is wearing glasses.
Yeah.
I think that's a big deal to put something on your face that you're going to have on your face for.
Well, then do contacts.
It's like picking out a face. No way.
No, well, that's the fun part about it.
I can't touch. There's no scenario where I don't look like a Chris Farley character.
I don't think that's true. I think
Me neither. If you find the right frames, make you look cool.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see.
I agree. Well, I've got 2 prescriptions. I only wear one of them. I didn't get the other one filled yet, but I have one for just in general to help me see everything, and then I've got one for readers.
Oh, do you?
Right. She didn't want to put. She said it'd be lame if you have bifocals.
I was gonna ask why you didn't have bifocals.
Old
okay.
man, right. So
where you like look up at people when they come in.
Yeah. So she did me a solid and wrote me 2 prescriptions.
You look outstanding in your glasses. I love your glasses.
Well, that's because I went and picked out the ones that looked good.
That fits his face.
Were you nervous about doing that?
No, I don't think so. Not.
I mean, that's kind of like going. We're going to go and pick out part of your face.
Yeah,
There'll be people there to help you find like what looks right on your face. They'll try a bunch of stuff like,
people give bad
that's too little,
advice
that's
all
too
the time.
big. Well, send me some pictures.
What if I send you some pictures?
Yeah.
You're going with me. I'm not going to do that by myself. Are you kidding me?
I'll have to make sure I can leave work to swing by there for a minute.
You're going to have to take off work.
You can't do it by yourself. Here's the thing. He'll get the prescription, and then you guys can go together with your prescription whenever you have time to go pick them out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, this needs to be orchestrated.
And I told him if he didn't like that selection that they could write in the prescriptions and he could go somewhere else and find frames.
Well, my problem is I think if I had an unlimited supply of glasses, still finding a pair of glasses that looks good on my face will be a difficult thing. I don't know. We'll figure it out. But we're going to figure it out together. Don't think I'm going to go pick them out myself and then.
Well, Earl said wait till your hearing begins to leave.
I've never even thought about my hearing going bad. Until now that he mentioned that, I'm going to be like.
Now Wilson's going to get deaf.
I haven't been able to hear since I was 25. So
really?
Yeah.
I think my hearing's pretty, but I don't know what to compare it to. How do you know when your hearing's bad?
You have to ask people to repeat everything that they say.
Well, I have to do that a lot because I forget to pay attention to what they're saying halfway through.
Maybe that's my problem.
There's a involuntary response that can be like, "Do what?"
Right.
Huh?
And that was a knee-jerk reaction when growing up. Like,
me too.
Josh and I both went through that phase, and my parents about murdered both of us.
Yep. And Grayson was doing it too. And I was like, we're going to put a halt to that now.
Yeah, that was a knee-jerk reaction for him for a while.
Yeah. So
I always think they said the kids now. I always think they have an early built-in thing where when you ask them a question and they say "What? Huh?" that means whatever they're about to say is a lie.
Because they're given time to think about it.
Right? Yeah. Your default is, hey, did you put that? Did you spill that milk over there? What? Oh no, that wasn't me.
one day the kids were probably, I don't know, 10 and 7. And they were both in the back of the Suburban. And I just looked back there. I didn't say anything. I just looked back. And both of them at the same time go, nothing. Like, clearly y'all are up to something.
Yes.
Nothing.
Your stepmom said that she tells your dad there is a difference between hearing and listening.
That's very true.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I have a listening problem. I'm listening impaired. My hearing's probably okay.
I am too.
What are you hearing now?
I thought I was hearing something on fire.
Speaking of hearing things,
I thought I was hearing crackling, and it was my computer
the
fan
heater
running.
is not on.
We mentioned plantar fasciitis.
Yes.
I'm afraid I'm getting it in my right foot.
So what's your symptoms?
My foot hurts
Where?
on the bottom,
Where?
the part where plantar fasciitis is.
Okay.
Where is that?
There's a lot of spaces.
By your plantar.
Like underneath your heel?
By your plantar
like
foot.
where your heel kind of stops and then goes into the length of your foot?
No, not on my heel. It's more in the middle, like right in the middle.
When you wake up in the morning and you get out of bed, is it hard to put your feet on the ground?
Yeah,
Not
it's hard
any-
to flatten your foot.
I mean, not any harder than it is just from being a fat guy that's 43.
Yeah.
But this is more of it's a new pain that it hurts when I wear my Sambas, like flat shoes. Hurts when I wear flat shoes. Doesn't hurt when I run. Hurts when I wear flat shoes. So it's got to be that, right?
Maybe, probably.
Can't be anything else.
Just be arthritis in your feet.
No, can't be that.
Arthritic.
You know what I did
I'll get
yesterday?
you
Do people
cane.
have arthritis in the bottom of their feet?
In their feet, yeah.
Not in the bottom, on their plantar fasciae. That's where mine is.
That's not even a real word.
In my fascia.
Sci-fi. My plantar sci-fi.
It's my plantar toes fascia. It's hurting me.
Yesterday when I ran, I was worried because it's a long run and I haven't ran that long in a while. And I was worried my feet were going to hurt and I was going to be sore and stuff from running, and I wouldn't be able to work out at the gym this morning, and I really need to keep my schedule. So you know what I did is I took Ron Bogart, brought us his wife's magnesium soak when he was on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I whipped that thing out yesterday. I was like, maybe I'll just take a bath with this and see what happens. And I don't know if it made any difference, but I don't even feel like I ran yesterday.
It did, if you believe it did.
Yeah.
So it's a shame that I can't remember what the product is called.
Or who made it.
Or who made it.
The whole reason
Or
that he brought it in the
whole
first
reason he
place so
brought
that
it.
we could get
But the point
props.
is, I used it, and so now I can go look and see and report back next time.
Which you will forget to do because you're
It depends.
43.
I'll run 3 hours next Sunday, so we'll see. Mm-hmm. And I'll do it again, and I'll be like, guys, I'll bring the bag with me next time.
I have some
wouldn't-
bags under our counter of it.
I won't use it because I'm not getting in the bathtub ever again.
Really?
Yeah.
Our tub is terrible.
Yeah.
Oh.
Last
It's one
time
of
I got
those
in there, I
shower
thought I was
tubs.
going to die there.
Oh, no, we have
I
one
thought
of
that
those.
I was going to have to call like an EMT to come get me out, and there's going to be somebody at the CrossFit gym.
Like a firefighter.
Yeah.
we
Like getting my
have
fat naked ass out of my
somebody
bathtub.
that you know.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Help.
would be bad.
Hey, I went and lifted weights for the first time. I went up to ATC and lifted weights for the first time in a while. And I do you think that I'm more prone to get rhabdo because you had rhabdo and I know you?
Oh my God.
I feel like it's the first time I've ever been like concerned that I have rhabdo. And the only reason I don't have rhabdo, but the only reason that I've been thinking about it is because you had rhabdo. Right. So now I feel like since I know about it, then I'm more likely to contract it.
Maybe. Unless you worked out to where you couldn't pick up your arms anymore, I think you're good.
Maybe
you don't have any idea how hard these guns will work. Well, you do because you've seen them. You live with them.
Well, you know,
you're fortunate in that regard. You know that.
They say that you can will things to happen. You think, like,
you
think about it all the time. Like, I've got cancer. I probably have cancer. I probably have cancer. And you say that all day long, every day, and finally you go to the doctor. All of a sudden, you got cancer.
Plantar fasciitis.
Plantar fasciitis. Same thing. Rhabdo.
Yep.
All of it.
Yep.
You just can think you have it, and you've got it.
Yep.
It's all about your mindset.
That's all it is.
Okay.
I have another physical ailment. I can't run more than I'm getting stronger at running. I'm getting faster at running. I'm getting more comfortable at running. I'm getting better at running in every area except for I can't travel more than about 1/10 of a mile before my calves feel like they're going to catch on fire.
I think it's the shoes.
Okay.
My shoes feel great. I
love
know
my
they
shoes. Feel great, but I'm afraid it's your shoes.
Really?
But you said you tried different shoes, right?
Well, I tried a different pair of New Balances.
Try a different brand.
Did you
grab another brand?
Did you follow my advice from last week and start one of the LHRL app programs?
Do you think?
And did you start doing drills and warming up before you start running?
No.
Oh, well.
No. You know I didn't do any of that. You know I didn't do any of that.
Well, I'm just saying.
Do you really think that would help?
Yes, I absolutely think it would help.
I am doing intervals. I mean, that's what I do is intervals.
I know you don't do any warm up or any prep or anything.
No.
I have to say, at St. Jude, I haven't done anything all summer long. Nothing, because I've been broken half the year. And then standing there at the, oh my God.
Starting line?
Well, yeah, but the
corral.
Corral. Thank you. For like 30 minutes and never thought to like stretch. And then of course they're like, race, set, go. I'm like, oh, and I looked at Melissa and I'm like, I didn't even stretch. It was like time to go. And I was like, okay, well, whatever.
Well, let's talk about St. Jude and how that went.
Okay. Oh yeah, you didn't go.
I wasn't there.
You're the only one to talk about it.
All right, it went great.
Okay.
It was a really, really, really good run. It's the first time I've gotten to run since, oh my gosh.
Quit flinging.
I kind of ran on the Big River half marathon, but that was more of like an interval, like run, walk stuff. This was just a nice, steady, paced, slow run. And it was fantastic. I felt good. The race felt good. The weather was great. Everything was great.
I was so happy to hear your voice when you called because I knew you were worried about it. I wasn't worried about you, but I was worried about like just how you felt, how good of a time you were going to have. And then when I heard your voice and you just sounded ecstatic.
It was slow, but I was proud of it and I didn't have to walk. I think I stopped and walked 4 or 5 times. And a couple of those were with Melissa when we were first running together because she was running the marathon and she had her 4 minutes on, 1 minute off. And I just don't like doing that. I don't like the walk part. I'd rather do a slow. I never have. I've tried. Now, it worked for the 50 miler. I get that.
Yeah, I do it for a longer one, but I can't
for
do it
these
for a
other runs, I'm just better to drop back at a slower pace and just be steady. It felt better. So after I kind of did that a few times, I dropped back and let her go on, and it was just like, and then I still kept up with her because she was faster than me, but she would do that minute walk, and I'd catch her every single time, and she'd take off. So I did that till, I guess, about 6 miles with her, and then she finally kind of started pulling away from me, but I held in a 12-minute mile the whole time, which I was proud of.
It's true because
I haven't been doing anything.
It's true what they say about running your own race.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people really ruin their experience by trying to, I'm going to stay with my buddy, or I'm going to talk to you the whole time.
And that's what I realized. Like after, right at the beginning, I told her, I was like, you do you and I'll do me, but I'd like to stay with you as much as possible. But the second you start drifting, just go, And sure enough, I started pulling back and I was like, have a good race. She's like, okay, you too. And then I was like, I grabbed my phone to text one of my friends because I knew they were kind of just walking, maybe jogging a little bit for the race. I was like, I'm going to call them and see where they're at. And I'm like, you know what? No. Stuck my phone back in my thing. And I was like, I'm just going to do this. I'll do this by myself. And I did. And it was great. And I loved it. And it was nice. I never did put my headphones in. I had my headphones around my, neck, but never stuck them in my ears. I just ran my race and enjoyed all the people cheering, all the posters. Saw a few people I knew along the way. Some people yelled out at me for me to see them. And like Peter, I saw Peter inside St. Jude. He hollered at me and gave a lot of kids some high fives in there. And
at what point did you go through St. Jude?
Mile 5-ish.
5, yeah.
That's an emotional time, isn't it?
Yep.
It's an experience for sure.
I think that it's important to run your whatever race you want to run at that particular event. There's times that what are you laughing at?
Earl, he said, is locking the door on the porta crapper optional during race, which he did not lock
Earl
the door.
doesn't think that you need to lock the porta john door.
I caught him at, I don't know, what mile was that, like 11? Anyway, so I'm standing in line, and there's one person between us, and I heard his voice, and I tapped him on his shoulder, and he turned around, and we said, hey. Well, he went in one of the porta potties and didn't lock the door. Well, there's a person behind me. He's like, that door's open. And I'm like, no, there's somebody in there. And they're like, no, it's, it's green. So I knocked on it to prove to him that somebody's in there. He's like, hey. I was like, Brett, lock your door. And he opened it and he goes, I didn't think I needed to. So
that's funny. I've ran St. Jude a lot, and people at work just assume, even though I've told everyone I'm not going to do it this year. Even at work, I got into a meeting with my little team, and they were like, how's St. Jude? I was like, it was fine. No, I said, I took off this year. I didn't do it this year. And he goes, well, everybody over there keeps saying that you ran the marathon. I was like, well, they keep saying that, but I was not there.
They said you won the marathon.
Right.
Hey, a guy at our church won in his age group. He won the 10K.
Really?
Yes, he did.
Who was it?
Bill Whitaker.
You know how fast it was?
I don't, but he's in the Senior Olympics for running.
Really? He overall won it?
Yes, he overall won his age group.
It was age group. Okay.
Age group, yeah. But he was killing it. I can't remember what his time was, but it was smoking.
It got to beat as many people as in that thing,
right? Yeah.
Yeah, so it's nice. We sit together in choir because he's a tenor and I'm an alto, so we get to talk about running and stuff a lot. And he tells me about what he's doing and what
that's
he's
awesome.
Running. Yeah.
Well, we sure did miss being down there this year, so I think I'm going to go back next year.
Well, it's funny at work. Everybody just, I guess because I'm a long distance runner, just assumed that I did the full. So everybody's like, "How was the marathon?" I'm like, "Oh, I ran the half." Oh, okay. Well, how was that?
People do that. If you ran the St. Jude Marathon, raise your hand. And they ran like the 5K or the 10K. Okay.
27,000 people, I think, is what they said, ran that.
It was packed.
How long did it take you to get from your corral to the starting line after the gun went off?
They weren't. It was, I think, a minute apiece. So they were shuffling us pretty fast. I would say maybe 30 minutes. But I was also chatting it up with Gary and Melissa and them, so I kind of wasn't really paying attention either. But I felt like we moved quickly. Like we were up there, and all of a sudden I was like, "Oh, I didn't stretch." So.
Did you see where Sammy Nine Toes?
Man, smoked
I think he
it.
ran around 2 hours, didn't he?
2:01.
2:01.
Yeah,
Smoked
that's
it.
awesome.
His goal was 2 on the dot, and he got 2:01. So he was super proud.
Heck yeah.
Proud of him too. That's awesome.
What about my boy Gary Owens? Did y'all see him in the paper? Did you
I
see
read that
article?
He texted it to me, and I read it.
Holy mackerel. That was awesome.
Yeah.
That was totally awesome.
And they were super kind, him and Kathy, to let a lot of the people before the race come to their apartment and use their pooper and
nice.
And have food and drinks.
How did they do at the marathon? They did the marathon, right?
They both did the marathon.
They finished,
or at least they
time.
said in the paper they were going to.
No, they did. I saw the results, and I think they finished around like 1 o'clock or something, and then got over to the football game, like they were talking
like Gary
about.
was like, I have to be finished by 1.
Just like they were talking about in the article.
Yep.
Yeah.
Memphis is kicking ass.
Oh man, there's so many
levels.
awesome things going on right now.
I hated that we lost our coach.
Yeah, that's wild, huh?
Yeah. I mean, knew it was going to happen. And you can't blame him.
I don't know.
There was like a running joke that there was helicopters flying around waiting for the game to end so they could land on the field to take him.
Well, that's what I was talking to. Or overheard Scott Hollis, who was into football this morning at the gym, and he was saying that this guy did a press conference in Florida like an hour after the game was over, or something crazy. Like they must have just scooped him right up.
They must have really done it, yeah.
And now Memphis is going to the Cotton Bowl.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah. Now, I guess, will Norvell coach the Cotton Bowl, or will they get somebody else to do that?
I overheard this conversation.
I guess they get somebody else to do it.
I think he said he would coach it.
Okay. I know it's an option you can do that it's gone both ways.
I think
I'm pretty sure he said that he would coach that.
Yeah, somebody was saying it's up to the school. If they want him to coach it, then he can coach it. But I don't know for sure. Did I kick the table too hard?
Yeah, quit doing that.
Oh, my goodness.
Well, nobody wants to hear dum.
That's right, they don't.
They can't hear it. So while I was running, I kept having people that I didn't know ask where you were.
Well, that's nice.
Yep. They'd run by instead of being like, "Hey, Amanda," they're like, "Hey, where's Wilson? He's not here."
What'd you say? You just said he's.
I was like, "Oh, I just said, he's not big on road races much anymore. He's not here today."
He's an ultra marathoner. He doesn't do anything.
He doesn't do anything
150 miles.
He doesn't do anything less than 50K.
The purse isn't big enough. Take home pay's not enough.
And then when we met for our picture at FedEx Forum, apparently most people got there early. I don't know. I wasn't paying attention to what time it was either. So we got our picture taken, and everybody immediately scattered after the picture was taken. And then less than a minute later, a girl walks up and asks about the picture, and I feel so bad. I can't remember her name. I think it was Tiffany, a huge fan of the podcast, came up, introduced herself, shook my hand. Was kind of sad that she missed the pictures. And then I asked Gary, and he's like, "Oh yeah, we took it kind of early. Everybody got here early enough." And I was like, "Well, I feel like a douchebag." So
way to go, Gary.
Well,
yeah, we'll blame it on Gary.
Leaving people out.
Tiffany, leave a review. And
if that's your name.
Tell us
so bad. I'm so bad.
Even if it's not your name.
Douchebag times two. I'm sorry.
Somebody leave a review under the name Tiffany. And talk about how great
how bad I am.
Christmas is coming.
It is.
Are you excited?
I am excited. I love Christmas. That's my favorite time of year.
I like Christmas too.
I like getting the shopping and stuff out of the way so I can actually enjoy Christmas, which is almost done.
You kill Christmas. You put in so much work to that. It's a well-oiled machine every year.
Thank you.
And it's greatly appreciated.
We need to do the garland on the stairs, though. I almost forgot.
Okay. You just tell me when.
Tomorrow.
Damn it.
Do you guys have the elf on the shelf at your house?
No.
It's so great. Murphy, your kids are older.
Yeah.
Murphy's only 7. And she's just obsessed with it, especially right now. And it's so cute. It's just so cute for her to like jump up and go run through the house going, where's the elf? And I just love it.
So who takes care of the elf moving?
We alternate back and forth. Like the other night I woke up to go to the bathroom and it was like 2 a.m. And so I just kind of went in there and I thought about it, went in there and did it.
And so what kind of gifts do you leave?
Oh, there's no gifts.
It's just positions or like he's...
It's just whatever.
Oh, okay. I thought that he left something everywhere he went.
No, he just comes and goes and does weird stuff, whatever.
Yeah, okay. That's cool.
Sometimes if it's a weekend late night, he just might be moving to the kitchen. Sit on the couch. Or go into a stocking.
Does he ever just stay where stays put?
Maybe.
I saw a funny thing on Facebook this afternoon that somebody had put it, or at least stuffing in red, into a Ninja blender, and the kid was crying. And they said that he had gotten where he wasn't supposed to be, and I guess they probably ended Elf on a Shelf for this year, but the kid was upset.
Did we break the news to Andy about Santa Claus last year or 2 years ago?
It was a couple years ago, maybe even 3. It was the last time we came home from Christmas.
I think it was 2.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, there's no news to break. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, so probably have young listeners.
I still believe in Santa Claus. If you don't believe in Santa Claus, then Santa Claus doesn't.
That's the fear. That was a fear of mine for a long time.
So if you stop believing in Santa Claus at my house, then
it's over.
Santa Claus won't bring anything.
The gig is up.
That's how my cousins were too.
So that's the news that I'll be breaking to my kids.
So if you're only allowed to watch one Christmas movie.
Ooh, Die Hard.
Would that be it? I haven't watched Die Hard in a long time.
I haven't either.
That really is a Christmas movie, isn't it?
Yes, Gremlins.
I've never seen Gremlins.
You've never seen Gremlins?
It sounds scary because you like feed them after midnight, and don't they like turn into these evil little killer machines?
I don't think she'd like it. She doesn't like things that other people like. Generally, like sensations.
Oh,
I don't think you'd like it.
she's too smart.
Definitely not if I liked it. She'd be like, "This is stupid."
No, but really, probably Home Alone. Home Alone
That would be mine.
2.
No, A Christmas Vacation would definitely be mine.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, yeah, that's fun.
I don't know, either that or Elf. I really like Elf. I could watch Elf over and over again for Christmas.
But I do think Die Hard is a good, solid pick.
When I was at Mississippi State, I had a TV that had a VCR built into it, and it had no channel. It had no buttons for changing the channel. The only way that you could do it was with the remote control.
And you lost the
But I
remote.
didn't have the remote control. So the movies that I had were Christmas Vacation, Tommy Boy, and my highlight film. So I watched one of the three of those every single night
Wow.
before I went to bed. And I really have a tight bond with all of those things.
I understand that.
So if I could watch one Christmas movie, it would probably be my highlight film. What about Christmas album? If you could listen to one person sing Christmas songs, who would it
Amy
be?
Grant.
Amy Grant, really?
Yep, her Christmas album is my favorite.
Man, that's a good question.
Amanda said that when she was young, she prayed for Amy Grant's hair
Really?
and her curls.
Yeah, because my hair used to be straight, and I used to have to get perms. And then Amy Grant got a spiral perm when her album came out.
Which one?
It's the one where she's bent over and she's holding the locket and the curls are coming down. I can't think of the name of it anymore. Something about like heart or love. That's not Amy Grant. Anyway, so I asked Mom I wanted a spiral
Manic
perm.
Monday.
Was it
and
the
that
one
was
with Baby
expensive.
Baby on it?
Yes, it was.
Oh, I should know the name of that album.
Man, I see that she's in a crushed red
Yeah,
velvet
I see it
top
too.
and she's bent
If I
over.
close my eyes forever.
You're not even listening to Amy Grant. You probably didn't know who Amy Grant was.
Tell me an Amy
Anyway,
Grant song.
You don't know who Amy Grant
I know who she is on some level, but I don't know like her stuff. Tell me one of her songs.
Baby Baby, that was
Sing
like
it.
the big one.
Sing it.
I'm not singing.
Do it,
I
Vaughn.
can't sing or I would.
Sing Baby Baby, just part of it. That'll be my Christmas present.
Is it
Sing.
Heart in Motion? Is that the name of it?
Sing 12 seconds of Baby Baby, Vaughn.
I think it's
Stop
Heart.
for a minute. Baby, they're so glad you're mine. Oh, yeah.
That's all I needed.
Ever since that day,
You
took
put my heart
yeah,
in
Heart in
motion.
Motion. Yeah.
Yes.
Heart in Motion was
Anyway,
the name
so
of it.
I loved Amy Grant, and I got her a new cassette tape, and I had her poster hanging above my bed, and I wanted it.
I probably had an Amy Grant poster hanging on my bed too.
So I wanted her hair, and Mom said no. That was too expensive to get a spiral perm that I was just going to have to pray for her. And so every night I prayed for curly hair. And so about 2 or 3 weeks later, I used to have my hair in a very short bob, and I went to have it trimmed. And the hairstylist was like, you know what? Your hair is really curly back here in the back. What if I just scrunch it dry? You know, when I'm blow drying, I'll just kind of scrunch it and see if we can kind of get it a little bit curly. And it went,
Really?
yep. And that
Well,
was it.
Was that puberty that did that?
I think so. It was 6th grade.
I was
Wow.
I was a huge fan of the boy version of Amy Grant, which is Michael W. Smith.
Oh, yeah.
And I did that with.
I do
with
not
him
know
and
who that
his
is.
hair and everything too.
Oh, my God. Are you a Christian?
I liked Michael W. Smith.
Now you're going to judge me.
I am going to judge you.
I was such a big Michael W. Smith fan that like I can't even, because I wasn't allowed to listen to rock music.
I wasn't either.
So like these were the only albums that I could listen to.
Yep.
Or Amy Grant.
We
Michael
grew up
W.
very
Smith,
similar.
DeGarmo
Yeah,
and
y'all
Key, DC Talk.
Yep.
Dude, DeGarmo and Key.
DC talk. Oh, wow.
Shannon DeGarmo. I kissed her in 4th grade.
Really?
Yeah. Right on the cheek. Like it was nothing. She kissed me back.
Oh.
So we traded kisses.
Was she like the dude's brother, sister, or something?
That was his daughter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, they were balling big, so I knew who DeGarmo and Key was. I wonder what she's up to these days.
I have no idea.
Probably still kissing dudes on the cheek. Christian daughter.
I hope he's still playing like one of those guitars.
Yeah.
The piano / guitar.
I also lived down the street from and I went to high school with Jessica Weil, whose brother was in Roxy Blue. Do you remember them?
I remember Roxy Blue.
She posted something on Facebook that was them putting out a video now. Then it was rocking. It's totally good.
Yeah.
Yep. What else do we have? Christmas lights, white or colored?
Well, it depends.
Okay.
White Christmas lights are fancy. So if you're a fancy, if you're a fancy kind of person,
Fancy.
you're gonna have
Here's
white
one chance
lights.
fancy.
So if you're more of a relaxed and chill kind of person, you probably have, or more fun. Let's say you're the kind of person that likes to watch Die Hard for Christmas. Maybe you might have colored lights. I don't know. But I have white lights on our Christmas tree because my wife
y'all
is
are
fancy.
Okay. That's what I'm asking your personal preference. Which one do you like?
I believe that I like colored lights.
Okay. Amanda.
I like colored lights, but I think I don't know. So outdoor, I have all white lights because they're fancy.
They're fancy.
But
Fancy.
inside,
What's it?
they're
Fancy.
fancy. But inside, I have the stair railing in white. I think the white's more fancy on the inside with that. But then our tree, well, I got a fancy tree because we can do the remote control, or we can do white or colored or both.
We have a fancy tree.
But I keep it on colored.
You remember when y'all got that big ass tree that
Hell
one year?
yeah.
Which
That
one?
one
You
year.
still got one?
We did it 4 years.
4 years.
And
Well,
it just,
well,
No, we did 5 years. We did
It was
5 years
five?
because I was still dating when we started doing that.
Well, a few weeks ago on Facebook, my wife Holly saw one of her friends posted, "I've got a 9-foot pre-lit Christmas tree. You can have it. Come and get it." And she goes, "Okay, I'll come get it." This thing is ginormous. Luckily, our living room has super high ceilings, so it fits right in there. It's perfect
for free.
for free.
That's awesome.
They don't sell those things for free.
It is not. Those things are expensive.
Ooh.
And
Yeah.
this thing is huge. It comes into 6 different parts, and it is big around and
Really?
super tall. And we just put it together and plugged it in, and it lit right up with those fancy white lights.
Nice.
Nice.
Yep.
The one that we got, we just unboxed it this year, and it like flips up like that.
And then there's 2 more things that snap into it. But everything snaps in the center. It all plugs in with the
Right.
center.
Yeah.
So it's one light. It's like one receptacle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So every time
That's
you
the way
plug it
this
in.
one does. Yeah.
It's,
Yeah, I bought it after Christmas sale, and they shipped it, and we just literally took it and put it in the garage, and I was like praying all year that it worked because I didn't open it when we got it. So it was like, ooh.
We would get those Christmas trees so big that I didn't know how we were going to get them in the front door.
We had issues getting them through the door. And
And
we
then-
would look at it and be like, that's smaller than last year. And then we get it home, and it was 1, 2, 3, pull. 1, 2,
We couldn't
3,
hardly stand it up. The
pull.
beam in our house, like we couldn't hardly get it up. There wasn't enough room, even with the vaulted ceilings, like 14 feet.
Yeah.
Massive,
Steve Wilkes making fun of your fancy.
fancy.
Peter Millen says colored lights.
I like the people that just like throw up just crap
Like all
lights.
unmatching lights.
Yeah, just-
like some LED,
whatever.
some
Yep.
plain, some candlelight,
Yep.
some.
I like that. I just like.
Do you like blinky lights or lights that stay on?
I like
blinky lights.
I like the kind that don't match at all.
So you like some blinking, some
It's somebody
not?
just throwing a Hail Mary. Like, this is all I got. Merry fucking Christmas. Here's my lights.
Well,
Right next to somebody else that has like a real formal
Well, I will
setup.
say that Jackson wrapped some blinky white lights around our tree, already pre-lit solid white tree. And we're like, oh, well, some of those are blinking. Some of them are not. And it's like, well, it kind of looks neat. So we just left it
That's
there.
cool.
Good.
I think I like blinky lights. I grew up with blinky color lights. I lived in
Yeah.
a double wide trailer too, though.
Amanda has a fear of LED lights. Like, she does not like.
They're creepy.
Really?
They give her anxiety.
Huh.
Like, if I flip a light on in the den, this one particular light, she's like, I just can't.
Oh, it gives me like.
Even if
the
she's in the other
weirdest
room.
feeling.
Really?
Like the glow of it, though, it's like this weird greenish blue. I'm like, turn that off.
Huh.
Yeah, it's something.
Weird.
I don't like it.
This is totally off the topic. Not that
Do
we've
we
ever
have a
done. Not
topic?
that we've ever done.
Right. Oh, what was the topic?
You were saying that you ran or run or something, and do you know the difference between when to say I have ran or have run, like grammatically, when to use one versus the other?
I do not know.
I do not either.
Your mom does.
Yeah, well, that's why I bring it up. Mom brought it up.
Oh.
And I know that she's got to listen to this podcast, and
I don't think she's on here tonight. I
And
haven't seen
just-
her name pop up.
she's probably
Like if I say I have ran the St. Jude Marathon 9 times.
Would it be I ran the St. Jude Marathon 9 times?
or I have run.
I have run.
I ran that.
Or I ran.
Like but if you say how many times have you run? Ooh, there's in the question. How many times have you ran the
I have-
St. Jude Marathon?
I've ran the marathon
Several times.
several times. I have run the marathon. I don't know.
And every time we get that wrong, it hurts my mother.
Well,
I have.
we need to write it down
ran.
so we can get it right.
I don't think it's that easy. I
I've
think you
run.
just have to be smart because it's not.
Well,
I don't think you can. I don't know if it's just one rule.
oh. Well, I'll ask her over our Christmas thing and see if she can teach me.
Or maybe it is. She's told me the rule. I just don't remember what it is.
I have ran exactly one hundo.
You're going to have to know stuff about grammar, though. You have to know the different parts, nouns and verbs and predicates and
I know some of that.
all that.
Andy gets questions
kicking
about
that
her.
table.
I'm not kicking it. I'm
You
touching
are kicking
it.
that table. I can hear it.
I'm not.
If you were listening to a podcast, you'd be like, I wish they'd quit making that dong, dong, dong. all
I
the
was
time.
touching my toe to it, being careful not to make a noise.
And it's going straight into my earphones.
Because you're hooked up to that.
It's the same thing that comes through. It's the audio.
Goodness.
That's what it is. That's what it be.
Hey, so shout out to our friend Judge Alan Couch Jr.
Oh, yeah. Let's talk about that.
So you didn't get sequestered because you're here. So
No, well, I'm off. It was last week, so it was 3 days, 3 full days in court, and he didn't say a word to me the whole. I was like, I thought he was going to kick me out of there when we went in to get picked for the jury, and he came out and. I wore my Sillamore Trail 50K shirt. So I bet you he walked out and was like bead right on that shirt. And so I just sat there and they asked a bunch of questions. None of the questions disqualified me. I didn't know any of the lawyers. I didn't know any of the people that work for the Mississippi Department of Transportation. I didn't know any of the stuff. And so I just sat there, and I ended up getting picked to sit on the jury.
How many days were you there?
3 days.
3 days worth of hearings?
Yeah,
Worth
pretty
of
much.
trial?
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was I loved it.
You said he does a good job.
He is a fantastic judge. Like, he is awesome. Like, it was fun to sit there and watch him.
So was he like
work.
Judge Judy and like yelling at people?
No. He is like, he cracks wise and stuff. Like, he'll make jokes and like it won't. Listen, I don't ever want to be judged by a jury. Ever.
Yeah.
For any reason whatsoever. Not in business. Not if I'm charged with the crime. I will settle. Every single time I will settle, because I would not want any of these people judging me, myself included probably, because it's such a crazy thing. 2 guys were falling asleep. Like, one dude was straight up asleep on the jury, and Alan had to, okay, can we stand up? Can we just stand up and everybody stand up and take a break? I'm going to stand up with you. And he unzipped his robe and he's like, okay, some of y'all are falling asleep. And so he goes, you know what? Let's just take a break. And he points to the girl who's handling the jury. He goes, you want to take him outside for a walk? Like, nobody's even paying attention except for me. I'm over here like, I'm all in. Like, I got my notepad taking notes.
Really?
I'm writing people's names down because I want to go look them up on Facebook later. Like, I'm like, who is this guy? And what is this? And I was like tuned into it, And then when it came down to it,
I want to go look him up on Facebook. Are you allowed to say that out loud?
Yeah. Well, after the trial's over, of course, I'd never do it during the trial. Would never do that. But at the end, I'm not going to lie. There were 12 of us on the jury, 1 versus 11.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah. And I said, I did my best to like, this is what you guys aren't. Because as soon as they walk in the door, they're like, that guy's a greedy son of a bitch. And he just wants blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, listen, it doesn't matter what you think about that guy. Like, we have to consider what we've just heard. And you can't just make up an opinion.
And you feel like you were right and they were not.
I do. Or else I wouldn't have voted. But because it was a waffle. I can talk. He said we could write a book about it now. But they were going to take the Mississippi Department of Transportation widening a road, and they took some land from a Waffle House.
Mm-hmm.
Part of that is they took some parking spaces away from the Waffle House.
Well, they're in the wrong then. Well, if you take anything from Waffle House.
Right. See, you would not be a good juror. So the guy is arguing
3 days for
he
that.
wanted way more money than what the state wanted to give him. And he got up there and argued, look, this business is going to close. If you take this thing, it's not going to be a Waffle House anymore. And, I kind of sympathized with, I kind of understood that because he had an appraiser there that, showed that this is going to change from a Waffle House and this is the effect of it and this is how much money. And then, of course, the state said the opposite. And they said, it's not going to close. It's going to be this and that, and this is how much money. And so I just felt like they did a better job, and I understood what they were saying more than what these people were saying, and based on those facts that we looked at, I just was inclined to.
Well, that's interesting because I didn't know, because when states build roads and stuff, I didn't think you had an option to take a different price and what, basically they're going to be like,
well, you don't.
Well, I'm going to pay you $5 for that phone.
Right. Well,
you go.
Yeah, you don't. That's why you have to
That's
sue.
Eminent domain, correct?
Yeah, eminent domain. That's why you have to sue the.
I didn't know you could even have the option to sue.
Right.
Okay.
And so that's what this guy was doing.
Your phone's really heavy.
And it is. Case is real big.
Dang.
Anywho, man, I wish I probably shouldn't say anything, but I almost had him talked into splitting the difference, right, between what this guy said and what they wanted to give him, and I was doing my best. Man,
I didn't know that you could.
Well, that's what the thing that happened. Like, we sent the judge a note, and then he came back with an answer, and we determined that we couldn't just make up a number, because we had to.
But that is something that could be in the hands of a jury. Is negotiating that. I thought it was just this one or that.
You can come up with a number based on evidence, right? And so my thought was, well, why don't we just average these two things together and give this guy $500,000 instead of $800,000 or whatever it is?
Yeah.
Right. And the thought was, well, I don't have any evidence to come up with that $500,000, so we got to go with one or the other of these things. And I was the only one that was going on this one, and everybody else was just, once they determined that, there was no.
Did you ever stand up and say objection?
No, you can't do. I don't think you can speak as a juror.
Did you plead the fifth?
No, no one asked me any questions.
I would have done all that.
Except for he polled the jury at the end. So once he read the verdict, he polled the jury, and everybody's like, the judge says, is that your opinion? Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor. No, Your Honor. Only one. It must have been 1 to 11.
Wow.
So, anywho, but I will say that I paid really good attention. And I have had a notebook full of notes.
That's awesome. My dad, for some reason, has some kind of attraction for jury duty. that man got jury duty when I was growing up all the time, and he would always get picked. And so some of these things, he got sequestered at the hotel, so he'd have to give mom a phone call and be like, oh, God, I'm down here and this is my room. And
he would be a good juror, though.
Yeah, he would.
That would be who you want.
I'm sure they kind of did some kind of tick mark against his name. That's, we drew Barry Kimsey again.
Yeah.
I guess it's the thing of, I don't know how they do it, but I would be terrified to go in front of a jury after having that experience where where people are sleeping. If one person is asleep,
Oh yeah.
right? I'm not.
It made me nervous to be like, are
starting
you
to
paying
knock.
attention? Do you understand what's going on? Do you
Right.
understand the terminology that they're using that we're discussing right now?
And people don't.
Yeah.
And you can imagine.
And I've talked to Scott about that. Scott's like, I have to explain this so that basically a third grader can understand
Right.
this. And he has to come up with the terminology and the wording so that juries will understand the point he's trying to get across and what's going on. And it made sense because I'm like, I never really thought about having to, because when I counsel people, they always tell us to counsel at a third grade level no matter what to make sure everybody understands. So you have to use, different words, and instead of using anticoagulation, you've got to use like blood thinner.
Well, to be fair, that's a hard word.
Stuff like that. So I never really thought about having to like present a whole case and then.
And not only that, you have to present it in a way that is black and white, right? Like you have to, you can't just speculate things on the witness stand. Like it has to be like you can't.
Facts only.
Yeah.
If you or someone you know has legal problems,
Hollis Law Firm.
Hollis Legal Solutions.
it's a
Here you
good
go,
segue
Scott.
into that.
Yeah.
Guess what?
I know it's time to go.
We made it.
We need to see Scott. We need a living will.
Is Scott who we see for that?
I'm
Yes.
assuming.
Okay.
See?
All right. Lift Heavy Run Long number
172.
is what?
In the books.
That's right.